let's talk about the World Cup. I'll talk about let's
Brother,
kick it
they
off with
said
the World-
698 people died.
So there's a lot of things that happened, first of all, and it's weird that they focus a lot on the negatives, not the positives of this World Cup. I truly believe this was the best ever World Cup that had ever been hosted in any country. Maybe I'm a little biased
feel like,
because I'm
yeah, you're a
Arab,
little bit
but speaking about numbers. By the way, there's almost 8 stadiums that got built in Qatar, right? There were stadiums, by the way, for the first time that can be taken away and shipped to the next country that's going to host the World Cup.
I did not know that.
Right? So they're now wasting resources. And by the way, this is how it is back home. Back home, very simple. Very simple. A lot of the workers there are from India or Pakistan or Nepal or from any of these countries, and there was millions of people working for that. It wasn't this,
2 million. I actually
2 million people.
I just googled it.
It wasn't. It wasn't. You know,
Over 6 years, 2 million migrant workers.
Yeah, I mean, but look, but here's
2 million people.
Here's the
worked on
other
that.
news. You gotta understand, the money that they're making, as them being in the Gulf countries, it's times 100 what they would make staying in their country.
that's
Even
right.
if they're working the same. A lot of these people, they're not engineers and doctors. Let's be real. They're construction workers. So you're a construction worker in India, a very big difference when you're a construction worker in the Middle East. Now, yes, it has cons, of course. We don't live in a fairy world, rainbow world. Of course, it's hot, it's extreme.
Yeah.
But they made it look so bad in the media and attacking. And the FIFA is rigged. And they paid them this. And they got this paid. And of course, no proof. This is all theories, philosophies, conspiracies. Doesn't exist. And
Bro, there's games involved.
I'll tell you.
I'm not disagreeing that there's games involved, but but there's games in everything involved.
Yeah, of course.
So there's games in politics involved,
Of course.
right? There's games in anything involved. So, and we have to understand that they attacked very specific things. Number one, being no alcohol. By the way, there was alcohol, right? But you are in a Muslim country, and you have to respect the culture of the thing. They talked about the LGBT community, and it was it LGBT, yeah. And they said they're not allowed there. False. They are allowed there. Just as a Muslim country, you're not able to practice. Very similar to me in North America, right? As a Muslim, I am allowed 4 wives. Straight up, I'm allowed 4 wives, but I can't do it here. That will be criminal offense.
Bro, I have one question. Sorry.
Yeah.
When you go in Qatar,
Yeah.
you go convenience store. Can you buy alcohol in convenience store?
Well,
Is it like
I
Turkey?
haven't been to Qatar recently,
Oh.
but like back in the days, no.
In Dubai, is there?
Yeah,
there
but
is,
not in
right?
the convenience store. No,
Not in
there's
convenience stores.
specific
Specific stores.
places,
Though.
yeah.
There is, right? Like an LCBO in Ontario, they have in Dubai.
Most likely, yeah.
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 Okay. Let me put up a number for you guys, because the number is documented. 6,500 workers died over 6 years.
65?
6,500 died, and it's
650 or
6,500.
Where'd you get that?
It's Google. So listen, 6,500 workers died over 6 years. It's not only from the same causes. Some died from heat. Some died from suicide. Some died random
Accidents,
conditions,
yeah.
accidents.
Yeah.
Some died from heights. They're actually very few. But anyway, 6,500, and the number of people actually working in Qatar for the World Cup was 2 million. So I did the math.
That's crazy.
6,500 out of 2 million is less than 1%. Now, of course, we're not
0.003.
0.003, so 0.3%. Now, we're not saying that that's nothing.
Yeah, of course. Every life matters.
It's tragic, and every life matters. But the way I know the Western media portrayed it didn't sound like it was.
It didn't sound. But and this is what it is, man. So they attacked heavy. They're always trying to make
I found it funny that the Budweiser sponsored the World Cup and their
Budweiser?
Yeah.
They sponsored the UFC?
They typically sponsored World Cups in the past.
Damn.
Yeah, and there's still a sponsor here. They have a Budweiser trophy, I believe.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I mean, bro, like, look. The World Cup being in Qatar was a big deal for the Middle East and the Gulf countries, and they were proud of it. And there were over $200 billion got spent on this World Cup, the most it has ever been spent in the history of FIFA combined for World Cups. Combined for all World Cups, right? So that's a big number, but they made it safe for families, right? They made it extra nice, extra comfortable, women, men. it like the stats are all talking about it, right? But the Western media, they're just always, you know, portraying the negative because they wouldn't say anything if it was in
France.
yeah. Well, here's the thing: in 4 years, I want to see the media. There is North America, right? I want to see the media talking negative about it, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be nothing positive.
I'll tell you what,
It's
I
so
remember.
great.
I remember the Euro 2020. Remember how many fights you've seen break out outside the
my
stadiums,
God. Oh my
inside the
God.
stadiums, outside the stadiums? Major World Cup, and major Euro championship.
Yeah.
In Qatar, there's very few.
No.
I
You
actually
follow
seen.
soccer, bro?
I've seen, yeah. Well, I've been watching. Look, I watched. I remember my first World Cup I've seen is 2006. Remember Zidane
Yeah,
headbutts
when they hit
on the Italian
when they
player,
hit
Materazzi.
Italian player.
Yeah,
You never seen this? No. Oh, bro, Zidane.
Yeah, man.
Zidane.
So
hit
in the final, France playing Italy, 2006. So Zidane got in an altercation with one of the Italian players, and there was
He
some
said
chit
something
chat.
about his,
Said something about his mother.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
said something about Islam.
Zidane, one of the top players on the French team, captain, right? And it was actually his last game. Remember?
Yeah, his last game.
Yeah. So he headbutted the
his heart,
Italian
bro.
player in the chest, right?
In the head.
Yeah, straight
No, in the chest.
straight red card. He got ejected. This was his last game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Italy ended up winning the
And Italy
game.
did win.
2006. That was my first time. I was 10 years old.
But looking at all the World Cups that I've seen while I'm alive, this was the best hosted, absolutely. I know people that every year they go to the World Cup. Every year they told me, Rakan, this was the best. And these are not Arabic people. These are like English people, right? But I mean, you know, it is what it is, the media. I've seen a lot of teams go into different stuff. Like I seen the German team do this as a protest for, you know, I guess the LGBT.
Well, they're mimicking Qataris and silencing the LGBTQ.
silencing the LGBT community, and the Arabs are the funniest, bro. I remember there was a game where there's a lot of Arabs. You know, there's a lot of Arabs in all games. So the German team did this, bro. The whole game, guess what Arabs did? Imagine the stadium had like 30,000 people doing this, bro. Like, swear to God, they're savage.
And then Germans didn't make it out of the group stage.
And then they didn't do nothing. And then what happened is, you know, some media outlets, they were trying to shoot there with no there's paper permissions, proper paperwork, and then they're silencing us. They're not allowing us to speak. Bro, you don't have the papers to speak. If you don't have the papers, you don't do it. But even you go to like Burj Khalifa, you know, Burj Khalifa, this is the most like people that go to Dubai. If you don't have papers, you can't get your camera in. But it's simple rules. It's not the hardest rules on earth. But and what I hate about the Western society is you can't enforce your beliefs here, but we have to enforce our beliefs there, which is very backwards of how they think. And this is why I feel like, and the Qatar's handled it really well.
Yeah.
I loved how they handled the situation, all the situations, from the death to the LGBT community. They were so welcoming to them. There nothing crazy there. The World Cup ended beautifully, and I guess the dream of Messi has
Come into reality.
it came to reality.
It was beautiful. It was a picture-perfect fairy tale ending for his career. He's 35 years old. He may have one more World Cup at 39. We'll see.
I don't think so.
But if this is his last one, if this was his last one, this was a great one.
Yeah.
So and Mbappe, big future for that man.
My God,
23 years old.
He
Rock star, man.
Yeah.
Rock
Big rock
star.
star.
Yeah.